I love the song of the mockingbird, bird of 400 years. I love the color of the jadestone and the intoxicating scent of flowers. But more than all, I love my brother, man, Nezahualcoyotl, warrior king. Polly here at the Latino Slant, 2 videos a day, Monday through Saturday. And yes, if you want to bypass YouTube, want to help the channel out, PayPal us now at Latino Slant at PayPal. It's the way to go. We love giving you guys videos. And I got a wonderful video for you today on the tema of Mesoamerica. We've been hitting on and doing all kinds of great interaction with comments from you guys. I have here the 10 essential facts about the king from Texcoco, Nezahualcoyotl. And I also am going to link an earlier video I did a year or two ago where I did more of the reciting of his poems. And that was just a little tidbit to get you guys into the mood, into the Texcoco mood. So here we go. Let's go with the 10 right here, right now. Number 10. The city of Texcoco was actually created in the 12th century around 1337. There had been some prior iterations and some kings before that, all the way around the 1100s. And you're going to get the proximity of where that is as we do our countdown. Number 9, Nezahualcoyotl was only 16 years old when his father was dethroned by another ruler. In fact, Nezahualcoyotl had to hide just to survive in some neighboring bushes and unfortunately watched the demise and death of his father. Now, number 8, Nezahualcoyotl was the wisest ruler ever to rule the Anahuac Valley. He was finally crowned Tlatelolco of Texcoco in 1431. So at that time, I don't think he was even 30 years old. Number 7, Texcoco, and here we go, along with the Aztecs of Tenochtitlan, with the Tepenecs of Tlacopan, formalized the association known as the Triple Alliance. And really here, you get to see Mexico Valley, right? And the 3 big kingdoms and how they were, kind of aligned with each other. Tenochtitlan right there, it's that dot in the middle of the lake. Then Tlacopan, and then Texcoco, where Nezahualcoyotl would resign. They all spoke pretty much the same language known as Nahuatl. They were the Nahuatl people, but the Mexica were the people from Tenochtitlan. And they became the most fierce, right? They turned that empire into what it was by the time Cortez showed up. But here was a loose triple alliance where they were able to subdue their enemies at bay for the most part. The neighboring kingdoms and tribes around Mexico, the Valley of Mexico, and there you have what is known as the Triple Alliance. And there, little map there to give you some insight. Number 6, Texcoco became the center of the empire, where the wise king located the greatest library of Mesoamerican civilization. He wanted to collect there all the knowledge of the world he knew. Yes, in fact, he built a library. He built the library, and you see a split right away soon as that Triple Alliance is formed as far as vision. Nezahualcoyotl was very much about evolving in a different way. Libraries, engineering, science, poetry, whereas the rulers of Tenochtitlan really started identifying and winning the Mexica identity as a warrior nation. Not that Nezahualcoyotl was not a warrior, but they became pretty much ritualistically, a warrior nation. All right, number 5. Known as Texcoco's Golden Age, the times of his reign brought about the rule of law, scholarship, and artistry to this city. I mean, it was a splendor. And at that time, I want to say it would, the mid 1400s was probably of what we can equate a peace. There was a time of peace and a time of splendor in that city. All right, number 4, counting them down. He published about 30 of his own poetic compositions. The delicacy of the language he used puts a huge lyrical and symbolic weight on future symbolism and local languages. As you can get a taste of Nezahualcoyotl's language, even with the translation, he's pretty deep. He was a deep dude. And among other things, number 3, he was also a great architect, engineer, city planner, reluctant warrior, and lawgiver. I mean, if there ever was a statesman of their times, it was he. And number 2, during his reign, Nezahualcoyotl banned all human and most of the animal sacrifices of the day. That's not to say that the Mexicas in Tenochtitlan at the same time weren't doing it. In fact, we talked about that warrior ritualistic society. It slowly became more dependent on those human sacrifices to appease the warrior god Huitzilopochtli, and it just became a religion for the Mexicas. With Nezahualcoyotl, not so much. And that's why I think we'll get to this Hollywood tale that I think they should do coming up. And number 1, Nezahualcoyotl from 1402 to 1472, the ruler of Texcoco. His name literally means Hungry Coyote. Nezahua and then Coyote. There you have it. The 10 essential facts about Nezahualcoyotl. If you have any that you would like to share, tell me now. But can you imagine this to be at least a Hollywood epic tale, as told, as written and directed by people's perspectives that come from this lineage? Would be fantastic. Would be amazing, because he was an amazing figure who really should have been killed off when he was a little kid. And his great influence on poetry and architecture is still seen and heard today. All right, that's all the time I have right now. Wherever you're at, keep your slant fuerte. 2 videos a day, quality, just for you guys. PayPal.